Alright. Look at that, it's going. We're here. I'm gonna drag this over by my foot in case I need to cough up a lung or whatever.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. Anyway, I'm Dustin. And we are going to play some Skies of Arcadia Legends. You actually have to hit the start button. A does not take. There's save file still here.
You destroyed my memory card.
I desecrated it.
I'll end you.
Only to lose that save. Alright.
Lose all my saves, man. That is my
We're going.
memory card. Bite me.
Oh, the thing we have to do up here is
Climb that
go back up the ladder.
Isn't it great that there's
and then go to
single
and then go to the other island. Anyway,
there's so
I don't know.
many rungs. Why are there so many?
Just a lot, you know. We gotta climb that ladder. Gotta have safety. Extra
He's
rungs
going
for
like
safety.
every third.
No, I don't know. I've just been really gloomy the last day or two, and I'm not
Only
sure.
the last day or two?
Well, all right, but I'm not sure if I'm getting a little sick or if it's the cat. So I'm gonna keep an eye on it.
See, that's also partially why I don't. Because if she makes the bed like that, then you won't be able to sleep like ever. Look at his face. Oh, he's great. This is the face of a good man.
That's the first thing he said. He's just so proud to be looking out. Yep.
Everyone should be like Ben the Lookout.
Right.
That is the ideal shape of a man.
I think this might have been not the right place to go, actually. There's not the ship up here that we need, so I think we're gonna go back down again. Yeah, this is apparently incorrect. But yeah, so I expect I'll survive, but I don't know, we'll see. In any case, other than my respiratory state, Colette, our new kitten, has been very nice for the most part. She's shied away from jumping on my, like, right in front of me when I have food on my plate, which is good. She's not biting electrical cables very much anymore, which is also very good.
And to be fair, she like went for them. She never really we didn't come downstairs and find a cable completely chewed through unless it's hidden somewhere.
No, not that I know of.
She never got any kind of shock.
Oh, that's probably where.
A little little yelp or anything. Executed. But she's pretty smart. Catches on pretty fast and is super cute. I almost opened the door to let her in here.
Yeah, my bigger problem with that is that I don't really want to keep the door open for...
Yeah, if anything, I'd prop it and not let it get farther than a certain amount.
Oh, I need to talk to you. We didn't need to climb that thing. There you go. I'm vindicated.
Why did you need to climb?
We didn't.
Oh.
Because the ship's over here. Moonberries. Yeah, those give you moves or whatever. Okay. How do I... There we go. Yeah, let's go. No more waiting. Let's roll. The Destiny 2, the Bungie blog post came out, I think, about an hour ago. I didn't have the chance to read all of it because I was doing the dishes, but I hear it was maybe slightly underwhelming. Gosh darn it. I'm lost. I'm already lost. No, there's not that far you can go in this early part, but these random battles are certainly gonna catch up with me. So yeah, this game definitely doesn't have waypoints and stuff. It's just like, hey, you should go northwest. Follow your compass.
If you wanna learn some things, get things breaking down. We got PvE damage number display. Display numbers are dealt to non-guardian combatant enemies are crunched. Damage dealt displayed is using fewer digits to enhance readability damage output. Occurrences of displayed damage being capped at 999,999 should be significantly reduced or eliminated. Exponential curve used to calculate damage numbers for display is reduced with a new linear curve that is built to last for many years. Players grow in capital P power. Displayed damage numbers increase at a much more measured pace than previously.
Can I see?
UI update only. Player damage output, whether measured as hits to kill or time to kill or DPS, remain unchanged.
Because that indicates to me, which is interesting, that all the damage in the game must be calculated on a percentage basis at some point on the back end, and then they just artificially apply numbers to it, which is just funny to me because I guess that's probably just like a player satisfaction thing of like, if we showed 18% every time you shot that bullet, it's not as viscerally satisfying as if we showed 287 or whatever. That's just a funny, arbitrary quirk of video game players / human nature, maybe. But anyway.
Yeah. PvE difficulty tuning. Combatants that are 10 to 40 levels higher take less time. Combatants that are 10 to 40 levels higher take less time to kill and deal less damage. Higher level combatants continue to increase in difficulty up to 100 power levels above the player. When enemies are 100 power levels or higher above the player, they are immune to damage. Nameplate icons on higher level combatants have been updated to reflect these changes. These changes affect only higher level combatants. The at level or over level experience remains unchanged. Oh. Rewards and power progression. All non-powerful rewards now drop 3 to 0 points below your highest equipable power level, up to 15 to 20 below. Not entirely sure what that sentence means.
So it's like when you picked up blues or whatever, they'd be like, if you were at 750, it'd be like 730-ish. Now they're saying if you were at 750 and you picked up blues, they would be either 750 or like 747 at the lowest.
Okay. Your two powerful reward sources have changed to legendary rewards. These sources no longer have a chance to drop random exotics instead of legendary gear. They're redoing any year 2 stuff in year 3. Can't drop.
Yeah, right. It'll just
exotics. Bonus exotics that drop from Nightfall: The Ordeal will drop at the character's highest equivalent power level. What is Nightfall: The Ordeal? Is that a new
and
Nightfall?
That might be referring to a new Nightfall?
New Nightfall? Who dis? It was terrible. I'm so sorry. Under and over leveling, activities no longer adjust to how much power is received from the rewards.
I think they're saying that it used to be like if you were below the significantly below the level of activity, it might have given you either a greater or lesser gain depending on that, and now it probably doesn't. That's what I'm assuming that means.
Experience is no longer fuels a player's character level, which has been changed to level 50 for all characters.
So they basically deprecated it, which I think is smart. I think it was stupid to have them both in there.
Season pass, season artifact mod, and power progressions, as well as unlocking destinations for new characters. Experience rewards have been rebalanced with the introduction of the season pass, because that's like just the line, right? You have the season pass and a different thing, and you can get more things.
Got my map. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I mean, you're playing the game.
You wanna do me a favor and Google this real quick, just so I know I'm flying in the right direction, and then you can continue. Just Google where is Shrine Island, Skies of Arcadia. It's probably still just up ahead of us. I just thought. Because they do section off, there isn't that far I can fly in here. Okay, never mind, it's right here. I just didn't fly quite far enough.
Directly north of Pirate Island.
Yep, I got it.
The power granted from the seasonal artifact is additive with the power of the player's equipable gear, but does not increase the power of gear drops.
saying like if you've leveled up 5 times or whatever the scale is on your artifact, then that like with a base light level of 750, you'd be at 755 with that. But your drops for gear light levels will be based on the 750 of your actual gear, not the modified value that includes your seasonal artifact like bonus buff.
All existing gear has had its power increased to a minimum of 750. New characters will begin at 750. Power bands, B-A-N-D-S, not bands, for Season 8 are as follows. Floor, 750. Soft cap, 900. All drops up to this point will be upgrades to the most powerful item in your inventory or vault. Beyond this point, only powerful and pinnacle rewards will increase the player's power. Powerful cap is 950. All non-powerful pinnacle rewards are capped at 950. Pinnacle rewards are the only way to raise power above this point. Powerful rewards are equivalent to the player's highest equivalent power beyond this point. Pinnacle cap, 960. This is the highest power at which gear drops, also known as the hard cap. Seasonal artifact bonus power allows player to attain values above this level. Prime engrams. Prime engrams now gain charges more quickly, drop more frequently, and have a higher maximum charge cap. 9 charges up from 6 during year 2. Power gains have been rebalanced for the increased frequency, providing +3 power down from 4 to 7. Players who have completed the Prime Example quest prior to Shadowkeep's release will earn charges, but those charges won't drop until the character has reached 900 power. This will help players avoid spending charges early for gains that are more beneficial during the soft cap to powerful cap ranking. Any of that makes sense. What are charges?
Don't know if that's referring to how much power they give you per prime engram, or like the frequency with which they drop.
Wow, you melted him with a single.
He's immune to magic and vulnerable to physical. He's like one of those RPG enemies.
I guess you haven't really touched him with that because they run before you've been hit.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Element poison, great. I'll never use it.
Bright dust.
Mm-hmm.
Bright dust is now earned by completing Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard weekly and repeatable bounties. We choose to grant all of Bright Dust from ritual activity bounties rather than spreading it out across the weekly and daily bounties, so players can more easily earn Bright Dust without having to make sure they complete every single daily.
All right, I just needed to...
Look at the size of that hole.
That's all. I just need you to indulge my inner 10-year-old.
Thank you.
We made it to the island.
There's more in Bright Dust.
And the shrine is flooding due to that hole, so... Sacred place. So this is part of our... Lorraine, tell me if you've heard this before, but there is perhaps an ancient civilization
oh my god,
in this world that maybe is...
oh my god. A JRPG with an ancient civilization with a shrine that we're not supposed to go to?
It's full of monsters.
Oh, incredible. Moonstones that big are rare indeed. Treasure hunt. Players will be able to do the repeatable bounties as many times as they like. Any Crucible, Gambit, or Vanguard completed bounties need to be turned in before maintenance begins on 9/30, as these changes will reset them. Other bounties, Gunsmith, Clan, Eververse, etc., can be claimed after October 1st.
The try-hardest thing you can do is to keep those other types if you feel like it, if you want to get like a level's worth of extra progression ahead of people when the season starts.
This is Bright Dust.
No, I'm saying, but like since those other ones are deleted, you can't keep Crucible bounties for like experience purposes, but you could keep the other ones if you wanted to be a goofball.
Eververse items no longer dismantle into Bright Dust and instead grant legendary shards and glimmer. New Eververse items for the Season of the Undying will become available for Bright Dust 2 weeks into the season. Eververse items no longer require Bright Dust to reacquire them or re-roll from collections. Instead, they will cost the same materials that reward items of the same type and rarity use. Fire Team medallions have been removed from the store. Depreciate into fizzled Fire Team medallions. It can now be dismantled into Bright Dust to recover their purchase price. Gleaming Boon of the Vanguard price is been lowered to 150 bright dust. Gleaming Boon of the Crucible price has been lowered to 500.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Brian is here now. For a small amount of time. They just got back to their hotel.
Okay, cool. Hope your trip's going well. Just don't want to say, I just like this music. Well, I like most of the music in this game.
Quality music.
You can touch these things. I don't remember if they do anything. Oh, you can touch that one. I lied. You can touch some of those things.
Eververse. Season 7 Best of Year 1 Engram has been retired. In its place, players can now obtain the new Season 8 Nostalgic Engram. I'm hoping is Season 2 or Year 2 or whatever.
I mean, I think they called them Best of Season 2 before, so I'm guessing maybe it's like a combination of all the old shit. Like some of all the old shit.
I need excited. I need it. The seasonal milestone no longer grants a bounty. Instead, it directly grants a bright engram. What is the seasonal milestone? Is that new?
I think they're talking about that new leveling track thing.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what you get. You advance places up that track as opposed to getting... They're going to finish explaining that there. Because that's about the part I read too. Go ahead.
The Season 8 Nostalgic Engram is no longer earned at level up. Instead, the Bright Engram is now included in the free rewards of the Season Pass that are visible before level 100. It's also awarded every 5 levels after 100.
So basically, if along that track, there are spots where it'll give you an engram, and then after you complete it, it's sort of like the other thing, except you get them less frequently. Oh.
The Eververse storefronts is now available via the director. Eververse bounties, standard and IGR.
No tests?
Whatever. I don't care.
It doesn't really matter. Who cares is right.
Eververse bounties, standard and IGR versions.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares? Have been depreciated. Any remaining bounty notes can be broken down into bright dust. You can still complete and turn in any outstanding Eververse bounties until they expire. Glimmer! This is a big one. Players can now store up to 250,000 Glimmer. I've been at the 100,000 cap for like ever.
I mean, aren't you just buying stuff? Why not?
Why would I?
I don't know. Just go keep buying raid banners until you have like 100 like I do.
Oh, you can buy them with Glimmer. I always never go to the Dreaming City anymore. It's a shame, because I like the Dreaming City. There's just nothing to fucking
Let's go buy Mars material or whatever from Spider.
I'd rather die. Not Mars. I heard that as Mercury first, but that's different.
I mean, one should also...
You're gonna drown.
There's also a game that has a temple where you raise and lower its level to affect the water level. Just so you know. Although, actually, for kind of calling that out as a trope, can you think of a game... Is there another game other than Ocarina of Time in this one where you do that? I feel like there probably is.
There have to be.
But off the top of my head, I can't remember any. So I'm pretty sure it's never addressed, but I would love to know what the like in-universe reason is for this. Other than for us to get the treasure at the bottom of this temple, what is the in-universe reason that this temple has the ability to be raised and lowered in the first place?
I'm not done, by the way.
Oh, you're fine.
Glimmer rewards from the majority of sources in the game have been rebalanced. Most open world sources, public events, lost sectors, chests, have been significantly increased. Passive Glimmer gain on kill has been reduced. The addition of directly awarding Glimmer on kill. In addition to directly awarding Glimmer on kill, combatants will sometimes drop additional Glimmer chunks. Weekly bounties.
Chunks.
Weekly bounties award a large amount of Glimmer in addition to their other rewards. Fighters Exchange. Spider welcomes new opportunities with 4 arms open, and now deals in the materials from all planets.
4 arms open.
Do we have the expansion / season pass?
We will. But we have the current one, yes.
Yeah. However, the Spider has noted changes in market value and has adjusted his exchange rates accordingly. Glimmer exchange now costs 10 legendary shards or 20 materials and yields 100,000 Glimmer. Tangled Shore daily bounties no longer award Glimmer, instead providing etherical shards in keeping with his competition. That's hysterical. Weekly wanted bounties no longer award gear, but now provide 3,000 to 15,000 Glimmer in addition to enhancement cores currently offered.
Oh, okay. Cores, I guess. Like, what's that? What an arbitrary... They took Glimmer off of his regular dailies and put it on those other bounties. What an arbitrary, pointless change. That's all.
Zer's inventory pool and Faded Engram now include world drop exotics from year 2. I'm assuming that's Astrocyte.
Yeah, every single thing that they've released to date that's not part of this coming content.
Yeah,
you
the
can
2
get from
pools
Zer.
that currently weren't in there because they added like the Forsaken ones, but not the expansion ones, like the post-Forsaken.
I think they even added most of the ones except for I think they added them all except for the ones that you can get out of just this most recent season.
Oh, okay.
Because I got those Stronghold Gauntlets or whatever on Titan from him because he just had them 1 week.
Oh, that's so funny. Patch note reviews. Added rally banners to Leviathan, Eater of World, and Spare Stars.
Honestly, it would be criminal if they didn't do that at this
funny,
point.
yeah.
It's such a trivial change that...
Say bye to Brian.
Bye, Brian. Enjoy the rest of your trip.
The Shattered Dungeon is now available at all times instead of a 3-week cycle. It can also be launched and reset from the Director. Black Armory Forges are now accessible through the Director launch playlist on the EDZ.
Why weren't they originally? Who knows?
Kill yourself, that's why.
Because somebody with the wrong opinion won an argument at a Bungie dev meeting.
Weapon mods are now treated as reusable unlocks instead of consumables. Any mods you have in your inventory will be converted to unlocks. If the only copy of a mod you have is already on a gun, you will need to reacquire one to unlock it. Discarding an enhancement core no longer deletes the entire stack.
Which is apparently a thing people have done before.
That's hysterical. But also, like, I get
me.
it. Like, I understand why that wasn't a thing before, but it totally should have been. Ow. Borealis and Hardlight now match the Prism modifier when changing elements on reload, rotating through Void, Arc, and Solar. Fixed an issue where the Hunter's Tempest Strike melee ability couldn't be performed if the sprint button / key was set to hold.
I don't even think that applies to console because I'm not sure. Maybe you can change that on console. I don't know. Can you change running to hold or?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Okay, never mind.
Wow,
I knew
you
that.
ended that thing's life.
Yeah, fuck that fish monster.
Creepy fish. The Phoenix Protocol health perk will no longer award bonus super energy on kills and assist to warlocks inside a Well of Radiance if they do not also have the Well of Radiance Attunement of Grace subclass equipped.
Can't gain super from other wells, which seems very arbitrary.
It does.
But whatever.
But you could do that before?
Yeah, you could stand in somebody else's well with that
if you
armor
had that
on
that's
and gain
funny.
super energy from
That's
killing things
funny.
in it. Yeah, it was funnier. They should have just left it in because it's
Yeah.
not like people were abusing the shit out of it or something.
Whatever. I get that that's not its intended purpose, but... Oh, he poked you. Dick. Fix an issue where allied Golden Gun projectiles weren't going through banner shields. Fix an issue where the Queen's Wrath perk for the exotic Wish Ender bow wasn't correctly highlighting players if their shield was depleted.
That's funny. Oh, 2 crits in 1 turn. Jeez.
Oh, shit.
Get me go.
Players who've obtained the Salute emote in the past can now correctly select it from their collections and assign it to their emote wheel.
Apparently that was broken, I guess. It's
Okay.
news to me.
These next two are pretty funny. Multiplayer buddy emotes will now have a visible indicator of where a player can stand to interact with the emote. That's gonna make the planning something a little sadder though, because it's gonna have a circle in front of it, which could be dumb. Failing the first encounter for any Black Armory Forge will no longer award planetary destination materials. And there's just like this kind of sad face underneath it, because people cheese that. How do you feel maybe talking about pinnacle weapons?
Go ahead. I think I'm about to be disappointed.
Ritual weapons and perk changes! Oh, they're backwards. Flustic is I'm uncomfortable with that name.
You don't like Flustic?
I don't like Flustic.
Okay.
What is the other thing's name? What's the bigger thing's name?
Grouder?
That's okay.
Like
I would attribute Flustic to that.
Honestly, those both could be Pokemon.
They could. The Season of the Undying pinnacle weapons will become ritual weapons. They will no longer have special perks and will instead be curated roles. A previous article incorrectly showed 2 new pinnacle weapons. The good news is you'll be getting 3 ritual weapons for each of the ritual activities: Crucible, Vanguard, and Gambit. Here's the Destiny dev team on why we made this difficult decision and some information on upcoming perk changes.
It was power creep, probably. Just like the ability to innovate, but go on.
The decision to stop creating extremely powerful pinnacle weapons was made for a variety of reasons. First is the band in which pinnacle perk can exist is actually quite small, and most of them far exceed the efficiency they should have been at. Another issue is that they caused problems in the player ecosystem, particularly in case of the Crucible pinnacle weapons. Due to the nature of PvP and PvE, anything that works well in PvP is likely going to be extremely effective in PvE as well. This forces players into the Crucible if they want the best loadouts. Even the title of Pinnacle set a variety of unrealistic expectations. Rather than being the absolute height of the legendary power, they were supposed to be interesting novelties to chase. These problems became more pronounced the more of them we produced. In the end, we decided to move away from pinnacle weapons. We managed to unlock them all. We hope you enjoy them. While we're on the subject of weapons, here are a few important notes on changes to how perks will work. Okay,
stop there for a second, because I do want to go back. That last sentence that you read from that description, part of that is just straight up a fabrication.
What?
They should say going forward, and not like, and I get they probably didn't want to phrase it that way because they didn't want to sound like they're taking something away from the game, but like. Those were always, prior to this, they were absolutely designed to be like super high-end weapons. Yeah, because they called them pinnacle weapons. Yeah. And like what they're saying there is like, oh no, we didn't intend that. Yeah. They're saying what they absolutely intended. You should use magic
on this thing or something.
I should have.
Because you're just like beating it for no reason.
But they're saying they're basically retconning their design philosophy. It's fine if you change your mind. Like, I get it.
Is she dead?
No, she's just asleep.
Okay. Why is Vice on
but be honest about it. Yeah. Don't like pretend that this was your intent before, when it totally, absolutely wasn't. Yeah. Anyway, you can continue.
No, I feel you. Reduce the effectiveness of the following perks in PvE: Rampage, Kill Clip, Swashbuckler, Multi-Kill Clip, Desperado, Surrounded, Master of Arms, Onslaught.
Basically everything that could increase damage.
Yeah. In general, these perks use the same damage multipliers for PvE that they did in PvP. The change to Rampage does not affect the Huckleberry.
Okay.
Onslaught and Desperado now change bullet impact values while active in PvE. Surrounded no longer multiplies precision damage on top of base damage, as it was befitting some weapon types more than others as a result. Legendary weapons have become too powerful overall. In many cases, they even outclass exotic primary weapons, so we're walking them all back a bit.
That's fine. I think it's, I think that's fine. Like, I think that's the only way to make exotics more relevant without introducing more power creep is to do that, so...
All the way back in the original Destiny, we had a perk named Crowd Control, which was Rampage's predecessor. Crowd Control capped out at a bonus of plus 15% extra damage. At this point, in Destiny 2, Rampage caps out at about plus 67%. That's a 447% increase from the original iteration. Legendary damage perks have become so powerful they simply invalidate non-damage related perks.
Accurate.
Here's a quick preview of the 3 ritual weapons you can earn from Season of the Undying. Because these weapons are no longer pinnacle weapons, the quest required to earn them is not as in depth as the previous seasons. Which is fine, but
the other thing about that, and I guess we'll see if this remains to be true, is that I hope that at least they're relevant enough that those roles might have at least unique perk combinations that you can't get otherwise, because they've done that on other pinnacle weapons, or on other, not pinnacle weapons, on curated roles. You can get perks that the weapon can't roll with in the wild.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm saying is that they should do that, I hope.
Unique combinations.
Unique combinations, yeah, because like they definitely aren't going to do unique perks anymore. They said that, like Master of Arms is like a thing that, you know, that Recluse has that no other gun has. But they could say put Rampage on a gun for its like curated, like whatever they're calling the pinnacle now equivalent. They could put that on a gun that where it normally can't roll that, which is what they hope they do at least. It's kind of like an in between. Like I hope they're at least that unique and not just like.
There's no actual information about these weapons. There's just pictures.
Okay.
So we've got the Vanguard Edgewise, which is a machine gun. Crucibles is Randy's throwing knife, which is this the hand cannon sniper rifle?
I have no idea.
It's a small-looking gun with a really dumb thing.
It's not the one that they previewed, because that's an exotic.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
But yeah, it is like a small gun with a scope on it, so that could even be a sidearm.
Exit strategy for Gambit.
Pulse?
I have no idea. There's no information. Okay. It's literally just these 3 pictures.
It looks like either a pulse or maybe maybe a submachine gun.
I was gonna say that kind of looks SMGE, but it's got the little decals for the different classes on it. It's pretty cute. It's pretty cute. Set it straight. Corrections to previous transmissions stuff. There was a shot of Trials of the Nine armor in a launch trailer by mistake. We wanted to clear up any confusions and let players know that the Trials of Nine will not be obtainable. The Trials of Nine set will not be obtainable in Season of the Undying. We also revised our gameplay calendar for the Season of the Undying. The menu of action is the same, but we're adjusting the timing of the Nightmare Hunts. The launch.
It might have moved something back just because it wasn't ready, or forward just because they felt
I'll
like
just give you some dates. I'll tell you the thing. So it launches on the 1st. Free seasonal includes Moon Destination, Seasonal Artifact, Finishers, Armor 2.0, New Strike, the Festering Core, New Strike, the Scarlet Keep, Crucible Updates, Reprise PvP Map Widow's Court, Reprise PvP Map Twilight Gap, New PvP Map Fragment, Crucible Labs Elimination, free seasonal rewards, rank rewards. So that's all with the free seasonal updates. 510.
And that's all launch day.
That's all launch
you just read
day.
off.
510 is the raid, and the Vex offensive begins. 10-8, sorry. Hero Nightmare Hunts. 10-15, Legend Nightmare Hunts, Iron Banner. 10-22, Exotic Quest, Leviathan's Breath. And Master Nightmare Hunts. 10-29 through 11-19, Festival of the Lost. 10-29, Dungeon Launch. New PvP mode, Momentum Control. 10-29, why aren't these all in the same thing? They're on different lines, but I don't care. Exotic Quest, Xenophage. 11-5, First Raid Challenge. 11-19, Vex Offensive Final Assault.
Hey, look, okay, I just wanted to say, first, that I can unlock a super move for her, which is neat, but separately, this is affected, like, it does matter what position enemies are in.
Cool.
So that's neat. So, cool.
When a game has stuff like that,
I
like
that a
actual
lot.
position movement on a field, and you can actually, and it matters, cool, I like it.
I get Vice's next thing with one last Moonberry? Probably not.
Okay. We're still in corrections. This is still happening. Back when we were first talking about finishers and some of the mods that go with them, we talked about how one of the mods enables you to spawn heavy ammo for your fire team when you execute a finisher. That was still in flux at the time, and for balance reasons, we ended up making a mod that will spawn heavy ammo for yourself, and a mod that will spawn special ammo for your fire team. There's this huge, like, I don't want to be, like, insensitive, but there's this huge anecdote, which I'm probably not going to read, but I'll read something that
It's like, it was OP, which is whatever. That's fine.
Wear it with pride. At Bungie, our mission is to build worlds that inspire friendship. Our games become a place where people, all kinds of people, can gather to share meaningful experiences. One of the most important aspects of friendship is acceptance. Earlier this year, we took the streets as part of the Seattle Pride Parade. We also offered up a Pride pin via the Bungie store that was rumored to have an emblem that would come with it. The rumors are true, and we've chosen International Coming Out Day as the advent to deploy the in-game expression of acceptance. It's the Bungie logo with the... I don't know if that's specifically the Pride flag. It just looks like...
The colors.
It might be, but there's also like black border in the top and bottom, and I don't know if that means something. But that's behind the Bungie logo. And then there's this, like, it's a cool, like, I like the pattern on the banner.
Oh man, I wish I had bought that pin. Would wear that. Oh well.
And then there's this whole anecdote for someone named Nigel, who you may know from the Shattered Throne Ride Along, or a video made during the St. Jude's charity stream. It's very long.
You mean so much to me. This game's helped me through. As you know, again, I don't actually mean to. I don't want to
feel like I'm being insensitive, but also I'm trying to give more of a summary. And
like that is both cool, but also them highlighting it as part of this product launch it's cool for corporate reasons, not just cool for being cool's sake. So whatever. So no hate on that guy, or even like too much hate.
They're showing off the world's first banner, the belt for the jacket. Doing that. Any player who beats the Garden of Salvation raid and claims their clone before the weekly reset on 10/15 will be eligible to purchase the raid jacket through Bungie Rewards. We're giving you extra time to power up this time. We know many of you don't like rushing through content, so even if you aren't ready to take on the raid before 10/15, any player who completes the Garden of Salvation during the Season of the Undying will be eligible to purchase a special raid t-shirt. They don't have any... It's just a question mark on it. The shirt has some spoilers, so we'll share what it looks like after the raid is completed.
Alright, sure. This shirt has some spoilers. Is it good?
That's not all. Players can also claim a free Erismore papercraft mask by completing the main Shadowkeep quest by the end of Season 8.
That's very fun.
If you're already receiving Bungie newsletter emails, you'll get a direct link to the next day. Bungie reward.
Oh my god, that thing did 200 damage. That
Bark.
sucked.
Woof. Oh, interesting. I knew this for 2, I didn't realize it for 1. On the 30th, 1 and 2 will be taken offline for extended maintenance.
Yeah. Again, I think that's just because
I didn't realize Destiny 1 was going offline.
I think that's just because they probably live on the same physical server hardware somewhere. Alright, that worked well. Her new super's great.
And that's pretty much it.
Okay, interesting.
Thoughts, comments, concerns.
And
you kind of intersperse them as I
mostly
read it.
Honestly, I think it just remains to be seen once that content launches what's in it, because they've been like.
You should use magic on that thing.
Yeah, I should have just. That's fine. Whatever.
Device is gonna die. And whatever that was.
Oh no, that's bad.
Rip.
Oh god. Well, he might actually die.
Okay. Does that wake you up?
Look. No.
Oh,
unless they get reapplied sleep.
Boo.
That sucks.
Oh shit.
Alright, I have to see. Okay. Not that I even needed all of that, but, that should kill both of those guys, I'm thinking. Good. Oh my goodness. Sure. Take a turn and heal up, I guess. Maybe that thing will run away and I'll just win. No, it's just like I think because like I said, I did read the first like 20% of that before we got on here, and then after you read. But the first thing they said on there is that like, yeah, we've dumped so much information leading up to this launch, and now it's finally coming to a head. And I feel like that's not remotely true, and it might still be fine. Like it might pay off. Like it might not matter. Like because they've like vacillated between being upfront with like the content that is in a thing and keeping some stuff close to the vest just to like because it generates a higher level of player buzz when people see things for themselves the first time when they didn't actually know about them. So that either means that that's the case and there is like a significant amount of like stuff to get excited about that people will find out as the season unfolds for the first couple weeks, or the opposite where there actually isn't that much and that's the reason they haven't been talking about it. So I'm still excited for it.
You should heal if you haven't.
Yeah. I'm still excited for it, but it definitely... So all the buttons, this is the one that opens your menu.
X, by
this
the way.
one, the Y, puts you in first person. I don't know, B doesn't do anything, A doesn't do anything. Start makes the mini-map disappear for some reason. And so does Z.
Cinematic.
L and R just move the camera. Okay.
Fantastic.
But anyway, yeah, that's where I'm at, is like, still cautiously excited. Like, I can't wait to have more Destiny content.
Yeah.
And a lot of their balance changes seem smart, and even that stuff, like, I'm, like, fractionally disappointed with the Pinnacle Weapon thing, but I think it does make sense. That like that's what they're doing so much future-proofing in this expansion that I don't think that they could release, like,
they item type, escalating.
Yeah, they couldn't. I don't think they can release item type defining versions of items every 3 months. So I definitely see like, and again, if they're in the combination of doing that and saying they want to make exotics stand out more by comparison, like I think all that makes sense.
No, I get it. Like I do get it.
Especially if they manage to. I think it will matter less if they manage to keep the similar content calendar like this past year. Which, like, I played all of it. You played most of it. Oh, because you didn't really play the Season of the Forge, right?
I was there.
But not as much.
No, because I started technically in Forsaken. Okay. I started before that was released, before the Season of the Forge. Okay,
that's fair.
So it was in...
I couldn't remember when.
It was the end... It was right around Youmacon last year, because it was... I technically started in the Festival of the Lost, which was pre-Season of the Forge, I think. Because Forges were new to me and everybody at the same time. And I was a part of our first Scourge of the past raid.
Okay.
Because we didn't know anything going in, which is why it's special.
But anyway, the thing being that I think if they can keep up a content calendar like that, where they have like a similar amount of stuff to do over the next year as they did over this past year, then I don't think that the loss of the Pinnacle Weapons will be a big deal. Because they originally, I think they originally introduced that stuff in a time. Yeah, in a time when the game did in total have less shit to do over like weeks and weeks and weeks. So it was really just like, hey, if you're gonna keep logging in every couple days, here's like something for you to do to chase over the course of 6 months or whatever.
And like the Triumph Hall Moments of Triumph thing was kind of that. The Solstice like that was all planned. Adding the extra Iron Banner or whatever. I thought you were underwater for like half a second because it was like super blue. Why don't you get that chest?
I don't think lighting those things does anything, but I like doing it that way. I will get that chest.
Get
But yeah, I think that those were super needed at whatever time they were originally released in.
Please,
to give people a reason to come back and keep playing.
Use magic on the Rockman.
Okay, I'll try.
He's dead now.
But I think if they've shored up their content calendar with stuff that's not those, then I think at the end of the day it'll be fine. Like, it is still a thing that people will be salty about. But
I mean, duh. Please,
but I
no,
don't
no,
this guy.
no, magic.
The other thing is, I'm just gonna do her thing. I'm just gonna attack. I'll attack him anyway, just in case. I'm just gonna do this because I really can't afford the MP at this point.
Fair, but also, like, you want to die?
I think it'll be fine. I think this will kill it.
No, I just meant by.
I will if Vice hits him.
Do they switch targets if their target dies?
I think so. I'm pretty sure this game does that. Yeah.
Because that's a real bummer in some older RPGs, let me tell you. Oh, your target dead? Guess I'll just stand here. I got nothing to do. I got nowhere to be. Enemies? What enemies? Whom? Get those crystals, sir. Like that, whatever.
But yeah, I get the pinnacle weapon thing. I think in practice it's fine. And that that's another thing where like I do feel like there's arguments to be had for both sides in terms of when you want to announce that, because if you like whatever point you announce it, it's going to be slightly disappointing to people.
Ooh, this is.
So you can do
something's
it.
Happening here.
You can do it immediately.
Yeah.
And suffer the brunt up front, or you can do it like they did now at like the 0 hour and just hope that people like in their hype for other shit, right? It just gets lost in the shuffle of like there being actually other new content, which like I don't know which of those is the right approach to like minimize the level of like belligerence you get from people, but this is the timing they chose for it, so we'll see if it matters a bunch or not.
At least, like, when I went over that calendar, like, their projected whatevers, it looks like they're adding a lot more smaller challenges. Like, something about, like, the shadows, the, dungeon, specifically, and, like, the Vex, whatever that is.
Right.
It looks like they're adding more meaningful content as opposed to like, oh, we've unlocked a new like the forges, like getting those subsequent forges, like especially Izunami. That was stupid. That quest was way too long for something so middling. And like Reckoning, like those were like cornerstones of their expansions, and like.
And you had to do them.
You had to do them
in those two cases.
Much.
You also had to do them.
Okay,
yeah, he
good.
did it.
They
He's fine.
addressed it.
You had to do them multiple times, which I haven't done across. If you have different characters, which is insane.
Also, like,
yeah, I never did all the. I don't have all the forges on my Titan, and I don't have the. I never did any of the other Gambit stuff because.
Why?
Yeah, for good. I think they've learned most of those lessons at this point.
Yeah, I hope they have.
All right, boss fight time.
But it sounds like they're bringing it. I mean, obviously we don't know because we don't know what these are going to entail. But it sounds like they're trying to make more meaningful content interspersed through the season, as opposed to these really long quests for items or like weapons or whatever. But also keeping like the exotic quests, like those are fun. Those are cool things. Like getting Brian through 0 hour recently. Like he was like, oh, I'm looking for something to do. And I was like, oh, you could start the quest for this weapon. Okay. And then we had a good time doing 0 hour.
Yeah, I think as long as they have like small to medium-sized things, like even just small things like every couple weeks, like if there's a new exotic quest equivalent or something,
Banner. Like, oh,
every 2 to 3 weeks, and then like one meaningful thing a month. I think that's a good cadence of content. What am I gonna do? I'm just gonna attack him.
Maybe like 2 like big events per season. Maybe one being like a raid unlock or whatever, and like a special event like Season Lost, Solstice, Revelry, that kind of stuff. Because most of those come with like the Aerial Zone, the Happy Forest, Spooky Forest, or whatever.
I will say one more thing about this game. Sorry. Bouncing back and forth in terms of conversation, but like,
you're talking about what's relevant.
look how seamless this is compared to like the changing your weapon type thing. Like, I'm astonished that it's just a button press in a good way. I feel like in other games it would have been like 2 menus deep to do that or something.
Or it would have taken a turn.
Yeah. See how this goes.
Poorly.
It's not a lot.
Uh-oh.
That could have been worse. See how much damage we do here. But anyway, you finish your thought.
I don't remember what my thought was. Bark. You're gonna have to grind?
No, I think this fight is just long, although we'll see if he wipes me out completely. Maybe I will have to grind. That did a lot.
You also have a lot of HP for this early in the game. Those are big numbers.
Yeah, for as compressed as all the other numbers are, like, look how high the HP value is. I was thinking about that the other day,
It was high,
too.
like, at the first episode, let's be real.
Alright, I'm just gonna do the same exact thing that I just did. We'll see how it works out.
But I think, because it was, and so, kind of cycling back to, Destiny a little bit, was the season of Opulence. That was probably mostly controlled while they were still under Activision, right? Like content creation-wise.
I would assume so.
But that was their first season that they were operating autonomously, right? Activision was still in the picture with Season of the Drifter? I think so.
Not in terms of when it was released, but like I said, in terms of planning that content calendar, probably everything that has come out. In fact, even probably most of the stuff that's ultimately going to be in this expansion was at least like they were like deciding on doing it when they were still part of Activision, like when they still had that contract or whatever. So that would be my guess.
I know I had noticed this before. That was a very PSO sound.
Yeah,
and
I wouldn't
like
be surprised if some of these are just PSO sounds.
Was very PSO adjacent. But I don't know what it was about Opulence versus Season of the Drifter.
I'm gonna see if this does anything, and then I'm just gonna guard with her, and let's see how much damage we take. Because I don't know if this will be like, this is his like counter thing, but I don't know if it'll affect a move of this caliber. Oh shit, she didn't even get to guard, I don't think, which is unfortunate. I don't think it counted, or maybe it did. I'm not sure. Okay, that mostly worked out fine, and then I think he'll attack back, right? Oh no, he didn't. Okay.
I wonder if it has to be
That's
a physical
fine.
attack.
Yeah, but still, I took less damage, so I can live with that. Anyway. Let's just boop your butt, and let's just use a potion.
Let's try this.
So yes, in terms of like what decisions are making, I'm sure all the fine details, probably for Opulence and this season, like I doubt that there was much influence from like whatever relationship they had with Activision at that point, but I bet in broad scope, the majority of like things were already like set in motion, even as they like cut ties with them in fucking February or something, or whenever it was this year.
Before you cut me off again, it felt like Opulence just felt a little fuller. Drifter was super bare bones. Maybe that's just due to the nature of the size of the expansion. I don't know. As with Forge, Drifter, and Opulence being the only 3 expansions I have experienced in Destiny itself, I just don't know how that compares to previous things. But it definitely felt bigger than even kind of the Forge, honestly. It felt like there was more stuff going on in general. Because there was a lot with the Forge. There was the new raid, there was the Forges, and a few new like quest things. Maybe it was just, I heard something weird.
Oh, I don't have enough move juice left. I'll do it anyway. That's fine, and then I'll have her guard, I guess. We'll see what happens.
Excuse me.
Assuming that nothing super horrifying happens, I think I'll have this fight in the bag in a second.
Let's find out.
Ah, there, that did it. Fuck you, Golem.
Damn.
Eat shit.
He's just doing his job. This is a temple that no one's supposed to come in, and you just wake him up and murder him.
Now his job is being dead.
Damn.
I got a moonberry. Great. It's beautiful. Best friend's handshake. Let's go.
Yankee can. I did buy one last week.
Oh, see, look at this, man. Oh my god. This game came out...
This man!
This game came out how many years before fucking Mother 3, and... This game takes you back to town after finishing the dungeon. It doesn't make you walk the death march through, like, an area that'll kill you and reset your progress, so... Oh my god.
You're just salty about that.
That's still the worst thing that ever happened to me in a video game, maybe. Was up there. Oh.
Uh-oh. This man's gonna die. This man is dead.
Yeah, he's not in great shape.
This man is dead.
Things are bad.
Ben the lookout, no! No! I thought I remember your dad.
Run, dog. Run, kids.
Your dad died, doesn't he? Did everybody die? Did your mom die?
No, like I said, I don't think that happened. I don't think anybody dies.
Watch it.
I'm pretty sure they get, like, all kidnapped or whatever. Like, I'm pretty sure the big, like,
they're in a
early arc of this
state.
game is that you save everybody. Like, they would be executed and then you save them.
Did that cannibal bounce off the ground?
Hmm.
How far underground can you go in a floating island?
I mean, as deep as the chunk of land that it's floating on.
Can't be that deep. The islands don't look that big. Galaran's flagship? Is it his right hand? Yeah, I'll see it. Galaran. His deception. Deceived. Ah, yes, hello. I am become deceived. Big bites.
He's taking everybody.
His hair is like grayish blonde, but his beard and eyebrows are dark brown. Witches died. You didn't get taken back to town.
Well, I at least didn't have to go through the dungeon. I didn't have to fight random enemies. I don't think they can happen at this part of the map.
Eat your words. Eat your words. Oh, I wish that
There.
happened so
Look, save
bad.
point.
I wish it happened. So much. I wish that had happened.
Okay. So I'm gonna go back to town and everything will be terrible. Let me
I'm gonna see something.
actually double check my health first. Because I should. He's got enough MP, I think, to heal you. Where are you going? Looking for Cat?
She's right here. Here. Ow. Pain. That's all I know. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Summon target Cat.
A BB. No.
Oh, she's freaking out.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you can let her wander. She's
Hi.
freaking out too hard.
You're okay.
Hello, Colette.
Little Colette.
No, not north.
Hi.
It's not the way to go.
Yeah, see, you're okay. Things are good. You're okay. Okay.
purring or is she just...
Yeah, she's purring. Camera wasn't so high. Okay. Ow! That was my arm. It's a bee.
So long.
Right. Okay. Now she's wandering. I'm not sure where she's wandering.
There, I beat up that thing. I'm stronger now. I can beat it up easily.
Cat, I'm loose. Oh, she. No, it's a hit.
Okay. So now we're
See,
gonna...
this would be a better game if there was smoke coming from the town right now.
I was thinking kind of the same thing. Like, that would have been cool. Like, there is here, but yeah, it would have been cooler if you could have seen it
Change
from
the overworld, you coward.
I'm gonna do so much in the Dreamcast, apparently.
This is the...
But yeah, things... Look, we can't even go up to the little lookout tower anymore. We'll never climb this ladder again.
Ben is dead. You want to go in there now, or do you want to call it at...
Let's go... House bad.
House bad.
On this ladder? Sure can. We still go up to my room. Just relatively speaking,
Fairly impressive.
pretty much intact. They even made my bed for me.
Evil monsters. Where did the bee go?
She's around here somewhere.
Yeah, but where?
Let's go. Oh gosh, let's talk to this.
I miss her.
Let's talk to Ben the lookout.
He's dead.
Man, we can see that everything's been destroyed.
Could just be under what you put underneath this guy.
Just like microphone stands and stuff. Yeah, we're gonna go underground and check the state of play, and then maybe we'll call it for the evening. But yeah, double check and see if he's right about those women and children.
I'm gonna just crack the door.
Escape if she wants to.
If she's desires.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, Captain. Switch box. I should keep it from actually getting too crazy. Is that a woman or a child?
That's a woman.
It's much colder outside than it is. Feel that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, women and children made it to safety, but
Dead. They're dead.
everybody else.
Mom! Captain died! No! I'm gonna take her. You all know the punishment for piracy is death.
Just give up. Game over. You did not look very happy about that. I've got a boomerang, and you've got 2 swords. Let's go.
Swords that you hold inappropriately. I'm still not over his sleeves, let's be honest. That's some JRPG dumb right there. Like, they're even connected, you can see. Like, right here, the inside part of the sleeve. And then it's just belted on the front and the back. Like, what purpose does that serve? He's got to have the stupidest farmer's tan. By farmer, I mean Sky Pirate. But still, it's dumb. Ah,
The serpent.
the serpent. Serpento. Memento. A bee. Hola.
How did these
Oh man, that is a
airships?
stupid looking soldier. He looks dumb as all
How did these
hell.
airships stack up in the pantheon of Japanese airships?
They seem very industrial.
I like how much they look like. Remember being on the Intrepid, the aircraft carrier
sure.
from World War II?
I know what the
I know. I like how much they look like
those-
that.
Are his arms crossed, or does his cape just stupid?
I don't even think they're crossed. I think it's just like a giant shoulder thing, and then like a cape, like a.
Because he's got the collar.
I think
I
it's
can
like
see that.
huge shoulder pads, and then also
See,
like
why
cloth
are you
hangs
underneath the
down
TV?
all around him.
It's not a safe place for you. Don't climb on the machine. No.
Colette, what are you doing?
Being a
Come
pet.
here.
Come here. Gimme. Oh, there's a good girl. Yeah, get out of there. Yes. Come on. Yeah, you can
See,
hide
he's
behind
already
that.
blowing, like, he knows exactly what's up with her, and...
Of course he does.
Tell me if you've heard this before.
Ah, the Silver Civilization.
Mm-hmm. Dot, dot, dot.
I doubt we have the same goals. Rotten prison criminal.
Do you like the hint of
Why does
purple,
it have an
though?
anchor? What good does an
I mean,
anchor
you attach
do an
it to the
airship?
land, you, like, hook it into the dirt.
Do you?
Yeah, totally.
Is there enough dirt?
Otherwise your ship will
These
blow
islands
away.
don't look big. There's so many questions.
Alright, so I think that's maybe what
Probably
we'll call
too
it
many.
for tonight.
Let's
so,
be real.
played not a ton, but a little, which
Not
is fine.
a ton. A decent amount.
Yeah,
Over an
got through the first little dungeon, which didn't
Yeah.
take too long.
Rambled
And
about
things have already like
Destiny.
spun into motion, which is good. Like we're like what did that timer say?
2:19.
And like the game has begun. Where like we have our like introductory quest. Like our main objective to start with is to save everybody and generally go out and explore the world. So next time we play, we'll start doing some of that.
To continue our comparisons to my personal favorite RPG, which is Tales of Symphonia.
Okay.
Oh,
stretch.
That game starts out with you in school, you going to good idle animation, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Turning the camera stops him from idling.
You're in school. You go investigate a light from a nearby tower, which is the first dungeon. That's like the first like few minutes of the game or whatever. There's not even that much story going into it. You head home, and then get into the first altercation, and then leave. It's probably it's honestly probably a similar timestamp. Like that is one of the it's an older game. It's of this era. It was like 2000-ish.
A few years later, but not many. Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 years after. I want to say this game came out in 2000 originally.
2003. So that's not that far, like the Japanese.
Similar
release,
time frame. Indeed. Right on.
I'll fact check you right now. 2000, and then slightly later in 2000 for.
Yeah, I mean, the Dreamcast wasn't out for that long, so
and then
there's only a finite
technically,
time period it could have been released in.
The Tales of Symphonia did release slightly before, or no, slightly after the GameCube, this version of this one here. It was the same year, but it was 2003 in Japan, even. So
okay,
they probably came here like a year or so later.
Indeed. But yeah, we'll get into that next week. So other stuff next week. Probably play more of this on Thursday. You're gonna do art again next Wednesday. And then on Tuesday, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might do dev stuff again, or I might just start playing Destiny when the expansion launches, maybe, depending on what else is going on that day. So we'll see. I might just do that for fun because
Rude.
the first time that like we've been playing that game consistently for a while. I haven't streamed much of it ever. Like maybe like a tiny bit of PC version. I don't remember if we ever did anything else on console or anything. But,
No, we've got Destiny 2 stream.
But yeah, I might boot that up when it launches on like next Tuesday and just get into it for a bit. So we'll see. So at some point Tuesday afternoon, something will happen. You'd like that. If that happens, it'll probably be at like 1 p.m. Eastern. I think that's when they do the reset or whatever. And if I don't do that, I'll probably be doing dev stuff like somewhere around that time frame, maybe a tad bit later. We'll see what happens, but I'll probably be doing something Tuesday afternoon on the internet, so be on the lookout for that maybe. And with that, and the back of Vice's head...
2 years ago, you were leveling a rock in Destiny 2. You have a stream about it.
Funny. Yeah. Well, leveling, that's going to be a thing again, with at least gear. So with that, I think that's going to call it for the night. Thank you, Internet. We'll check out all that stuff next week, and we'll see you next time.